New this morning, Governor Ivers is making affordability his top priority this year. We'll show you what he's asking lawmakers to do just ahead.
Plus, travel changes the Dane County community that's expanding bus service.
And we're watching the Supreme Court ahead how today's argument could reshape sports across the country. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Tuesday. I'm Kyrie Lee.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for joining us. It's mild out there. It's like Mother Nature's kind of faking us out, like spring is right around the corner, but we know that's not the case.
Yeah, we know it's not the case. Yesterday, lovely. Today, looking the same, but looks like we have an active radar to start the morning, Savannah.
Yeah, guys, good morning. That's exactly the case. Temperatures are actually going to be a little bit warmer, but we trade that sunshine that we had all day long in for some rain this morning. It's not going to last that much longer, just a few spotty showers left over right up near Wisconsin Dells north of Madison. That first band that brought us a little bit of light rainfall, that moving out of here over Milwaukee's coverage area and up towards Sheboygan and Manitowoc this morning. But yeah, very mild, 40 in Lone Rock, 40 in Viroqua, 39 in Madison, western Dane County in the lower 40s. A little bit cooler south of here. We've got the mid to upper 30s, Monroe and Janesville both at 37, but even that well above average for nighttime temperatures. Usually we're only in the upper teens near 20. That's our average nighttime temps, and we're sitting well into the 40s across some of south central Wisconsin, basically all those green areas. We do have a really big cool down to talk about, though. Those details are ahead.
All right, Savannah, thank you. New this morning, Governor Ivers says affordability is his new top priority.
He outlined his agenda and key initiatives for this year in a letter to state lawmakers. Political reporter Ellie LaLiberte breaks down how the governor plans to cut costs for Wisconsinites.
Things are simply not affordable, and paychecks aren't going as far as they used to.
The governor urging the state legislature to approve $1.3 billion in property tax relief.
To prevent property tax increases for average Wisconsin homeowners and help lower property taxes for working families, veterans, and seniors across our state.
Ivers is blaming increasing property taxes on a lack of school funding. In 2024, a record number of Wisconsin school districts asked voters to raise the levy limit to fund public schools.
That has consequences, folks. If we don't do something, we will be in a world of hurt.
But this isn't a new request by Ivers. His property tax relief plan did not make it into the last state budget.
Under this proposal, we can make sure the average homeowner will not see a property tax increase, period.
Reporting at the Wisconsin State Capitol, Ellie LaLiberte, News 3 Now.
Governor Ivers also highlighted cutting health care costs and increasing funding for schools as key priorities for this year.
If you have something to say about the Beltline, you'll have some more time to do so. The state's Department of Transportation is extending its Beltline public comment period to the end of the month now because they got so many comments. WISC-TV asking for input on stuff like safety, accessibility, and infrastructure concerns. You have until the last day of the month now to fill out those comments. You can do it online. Just log on to wisconsindot.gov.
If you live in Fitchburg, you could soon see major improvements to public transportation. The city passed a multi-year plan to boost transit and ridership between now and 2030. In 2023, transit routes were redrawn, leading to an increase in ridership. Both routes 65 and 75 will add hourly service from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. to midnight, including weekends. During peak travel times, service will run every 30 minutes to help meet demand. To some national headlines now. This morning, new questions are being asked over the Fed's independence.
The DOJ is investigating the Federal Reserve and its chair, Jerome Powell. The subpoenas focus on the agency's multi-billion-dollar renovation project. The DOJ has told attorneys to prioritize investigating any abuse of taxpayer dollars. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says the move is political retribution for not lowering interest rates as fast as the president wanted. On Capitol Hill, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are raising concerns.
We have to preserve the independence of the Fed.
The Fed has been the gold standard for that kind of monetary policy decision making. And Donald Trump is just burning that to the ground.
The White House says President Trump did not direct the DOJ to launch the investigation into Powell. who has 4 months left on his term.
New this morning, the FBI says it has not found any video of last week's ICE shooting in Portland. 2 people were injured after agents opened fire on a truck appearing to back away. The agency also says none of the 6 agents' body cameras were recording at the time. This comes after the driver was charged by the DOJ with aggravated assault on a federal officer.
Today, the Supreme Court is expected to hear arguments on whether states can restrict transgender athletes from competing in women's sports. So far, 27 states have enacted such laws, and organizations like the NCAA, U.S. Olympic Committee, and Paralympic Committee have all set their own rules on the issue. Justices will be asked if these limits violate the 14th Amendment or Title IX. It remains unclear when the court will issue a decision.
A warm winter may feel nice to use, but it may have a negative impact on farms and orchards. Sandy James, owner of Sadie B's Orchard in Fall River, says fluctuation is not good. While a few warm days is okay, constant ups and downs has more damaging effects to fruit and trees.
I personally love the snow, so I'm hoping for more snowfall and like a 25-degree every day winter. That would be perfect.
Sadie B's Orchard features several different kinds of apple trees along with pear and peach trees. The orchard is temporarily closed now. They'll be back open in the fall right after Labor Day for about 6 weekends.
Orchards, gardeners, all monitoring these temperatures. We might like the little swings like this where we get above 40, even close to 50 on some days, but it's not great for some of those plants.
Exactly. And the snowplow drivers, they've had nothing really lately to plow, so people are reeling. They do like the spring-like days, but we have winter-like days ahead for sure. Not today necessarily, because temperatures are still going to be in the 40s and maybe even a 50 can't be ruled out near Janesville. We've got a few small snow chances going forward, though. That's coming up. Not necessarily going to see any accumulation tonight into tomorrow, but that's technically our first chance. I think our better chance Thursday into Friday, and that'll carry us over into the weekend too. We've got a much cooler pattern that settles in. We'll be near normal though Thursday, Friday, but then temperatures really drop as we head into this upcoming weekend. We'll have exactly how low temperatures are going to get during the overnight hours this weekend and for highs that are going to be well below average.
All right, Savannah, thanks. Still ahead, the Packers try to move forward from Saturday's loss. Our senior Packers writer Jason Wilde has some of their biggest takeaways of the season.
The Dane County Humane Society is gearing up to host a fun event for kids this weekend. Just ahead, we're live with how they continue teaching our youth about caring for pets in the 608.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
We're back at 6:10 in the 608. The Dane County Humane Society is gearing up for a lot of family fun this year, and one of those events is coming this weekend.
Josh Breider live in Madison this morning, hanging out with the folks at the Dane County Humane Society, letting us know how we can be a part of it all. Good morning, Josh.
Hey, good morning to you guys. Yeah, we're making some new furry friends in the 608 this morning, and we're also using this as a learning opportunity. All the things that DCHS has going on right here for the community. And joining us this morning is Faith Larson. Faith, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Who is this furry friend we have right here?
This is our education animal, our guinea pig, Oliver.
And he's so cute.
He is really cute.
This is an opportunity for you guys to be able to really reach out to the public and show them you guys are more than just an adoption center, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have tons of education programming here at Dane County Humane Society that we offer from, 7 years old up until an adult.
Why is it important for you to educate our younger generations about animals?
Absolutely. They're the next animal caretakers, so we need them to be learning early so that they can find a good career path that fits them, and hopefully they find one with animals.
We're at your education center right now, so this is an opportunity for folks to learn. I know you have an event coming up this weekend, but you guys are keeping those events going year-round for folks.
Absolutely, yeah. Our upcoming event this weekend is our After Dark, and so it's our pajama party, and that's very any kids ages 7 to 12. They can come in from 4:30 to 7. It's just kind of a snippet of what our camps look like. And so they'll come in, do an activity, hang out with some other animal-loving kids, and then they get to spend some time with our education animals here.
You know, why do you think it is so important for them to learn even at such a young age moving forward?
Yeah, right now they're like little sponges, so they take in all of the good information and they retain it really well. So we're hoping that they can learn a lot while they're here and take it with them.
And you guys have seen obviously growth in your programs over the years too. There's just so many people that are interested in learning about caring for our animals.
Absolutely. We have really great programming here and it fills up pretty quickly. So if people are interested, I definitely recommend signing up early.
So you mentioned Ivers, kind of like your education animal. What does that mean exactly?
Yeah, so we have a classroom full of education ambassadors. And so these guys have been adopted by Dane County Humane Society for us to use for all of our education programming. We've got guinea pigs, Madagascar hissing cockroaches, rats, and a corn snake.
That's what's so interesting is there are a lot of these animals that you wouldn't even maybe think about when you're doing these education seminars.
Yeah, absolutely. And they get to learn all about the different types of animals, their care, and how they kind of help out in our environment.
I love it. All right, so hit us with the details again for the event coming this weekend. And obviously these are always going on. You have events all the way through the year.
Yeah, absolutely. So our pajama party is this Friday from 4:30 to 7. So sign up on our website and we hope to see you there.
That's so awesome. And moving forward, if people are interested, you know, obviously you guys are more than adoption. Check out your website. I know you have a lot of stuff coming up too.
Yeah, absolutely. We do, you know, adult camps. We've got our Camp Paw Print opening up for the summer registration. So we've got all sorts of opportunities for people.
Awesome. Well, Faye, thank you so much. Oliver, thanks, buddy. I know it's early. That light is drastic. I get it. If you'd like to learn more, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com, guys. Back to you.
Good stuff. Josh Breider, thank you. Josh is always looking for cool stuff to share in the 608. Got an idea? Let him know about it.
All right, checking in now with Savannah. She did this especially for me. You know, just an early countdown for maybe who are looking ahead.
Yeah, you got a big smile on your face this morning. Winter's still here. We are going to get cold again, but after the mild day we had yesterday and what we're going to see again today, yeah, Kyrian asked me how many days until spring yesterday, so I put this together. Meteorological spring, of course, that starts March 1st, 47 days away. So we're under that 50-day threshold, but the spring equinox still 66 days away. That begins March 20th. The first full day, though, is the day after that because it starts shortly after 9:30 in the morning. It is very mild, almost spring-like this morning. We're at 39 in Madison. We've got a lot of 40s. That's all those green colors. Wisconsin Dells at 41, Viroqua 40, La Crosse 42. A little cooler to our south where you see more blue, 37. That is still well above average in Janesville, Watertown, and Monroe. Our usual nighttime temperatures are on average in the upper teens to lower 20s. We did have some rain, that all mostly moving out of here now. We did see some patchy light rain up near the Dells, but after we see that 7 to 8 a.m. time frame, we're definitely going to remain dry the rest of the day with even some sunshine returning. Clouds thicken up around lunchtime for areas north of Madison and then closer to about 3 to 4 p.m. for everyone else. Can't rule out a couple of flurries overnight. Not going to lead to any accumulation, at least at that point. I think Thursday into Friday, that could be our next chance for accumulating snowfall. Definitely going to see temperatures cool down. So this is the last day we're going to see the mid to upper 40s and even near 50-degree temperatures. We've got a big cool down as we head later into the work week and especially this upcoming weekend. It stays breezy, winds already peaking up to 15 to 25 miles per hour, and they're going to rise back out of the northwest by lunchtime. Gusts could reach about 30 to 35 miles per hour at this point in time. That's still not the highest point, though. That's tonight into early tomorrow morning. This is 5:30 Wednesday with gusts upwards of 35, some of us close to 40 miles per hour. Because of that, we'll have a wind chill factored in. We're still going to see one during the day today, similar to yesterday, a little warmer, but then overnight, this is 2 a.m. Some of us are already going to be in the single digits north and northwest of Madison. We'll probably still be near what feels like 10 in Madison. Again, not air temperature, but when you factor in the wind chill, this is what we could be dealing with early tomorrow morning. Some of us are going to be sub-zero, maybe even perhaps all of us. It'll be a cold start to Wednesday. Definitely going to want to bundle up. And then we're going to be down to the teens both Saturday and Sunday with additional light snow showers in the forecast. So really Thursday through Sunday, we've got the snow in the forecast. Just not looking forward to those teens. And then the single digit lows, 3 degrees only Saturday night.
Yeah, that's going to be a rough one there. And I was just thinking how we plan to go to the UW men's basketball game on Saturday and just finding a good parking spot and walking to the...
Oh, be sure to have the hat, the coat, the scarves, all of that. It'll be cold.
Yes, but you
gotta support.
Yeah, gotta support. We're going to get through this,
Yeah.
you know. Hard times don't last all.
We've been spoiled. We've been spoiled with some warmer temperatures,
Yes, we
and now
have.
it's time to get back to reality.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Embrace it,
still
Kyrie.
here.
That's what I say.
I am. I have no choice.
March
I
will
have
be
no
here
choice.
before we know what the...
Yeah, but I always say, even being from Midwest, you never get used to it.
Yeah, no.
You just never get
I
used
agree.
to it.
Thanks, Savannah. All right, 6:18, let's talk Packers. They are moving out of Lambeau Field for the season after this weekend's loss.
News 3 Now senior Packers writer Jason Wilde reports on how the team is moving forward from their loss and some of their biggest takeaways from this season.
Good morning, everybody from Lambeau Field. The Packers players cleaned out their lockers on Monday morning with their 2025 season over, thanks to Saturday night's collapse in Chicago in a 31-27 loss in the playoffs to the rival Chicago Bears. And while everyone to a man was disappointed about the outcome, Packers All-Pro safety Xavier McKinney warned that there are lessons to be taken from it and growth to be brought from it. Whether or not that happens next year is up to them.
And yeah, we had the opportunity and we didn't seize it. Sometimes it happens like that. It's not gonna be perfect all the time. You know, you're not gonna have success all the time. Failures are a part of not only football but life. You know, you got to be able to, you know, figure out ways where, you know, you can become successful. And I think in order to do that, you need your failures. You need to, take those losses. You need to take those lessons because that's how you learn from them. That's how you grow from them, and that's how you, become a better team.
That loss also brought questions about Matt LaFleur's job status. We will have updates as they become available for that part of the story, and we'll also have more information on the recoveries of Micah Parsons and Tucker Kraft, who are coming back from major knee injuries and whose absence certainly factored in to the way the season ended. We'll have all that on channel3000.com, and while you're there, make sure you sign up for our Packers newsletter so you can get our Packers coverage delivered directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
I will say I do love that positive outlook, that look ahead. Just got to bounce back next season. I know the devastation, but at least they're being positive about it.
Yeah, it's fine, whatever.
Yes. Well, still ahead, robots take the field in a military drill.
Also ahead in our next half hour, possible new charges looming for the former Prairie West High School principal. Ahead, how the school board addressed it at the school board meeting last night.
Welcome back. We're taking a look at what's trending this morning. So AI is definitely taking over. So take a look at this. The Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force has introduced four-legged robots in its annual New Year military drill. So they're getting AI dogs involved in military drills. The robot, called Vision 60, was built by a U.S. company and weighs about 112 pounds. It can walk for over 3 hours straight or stay on standby for almost a full day. About 2,100 soldiers from 14 countries, including the U.S. and Australia, took part in this exercise, with the robots moving alongside troops in the field.
I want to know how fast these things can go.
Yeah. Probably not as good as the good old dog,
Yeah.
The human ones.
The legs look
well, not the
kinda
human
funny.
ones, but the
I know
animal
what you
ones. Yeah. The human dogs.
I'm still not sure exactly how they would use these in the field. Like what they would do, they'd go along with troops. Maybe a safer way to do some reconnaissance or something like that. But
maybe some intel.
Maybe scare off some squirrels pretty good. That would work.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll see how they use it.
Yeah, but the way it moves just seems very abrupt.
Like sticky.
Seems like if somebody wanted to get to it, it would. But yeah. But we'll see what happens with that. Okay, we'll take a look at this here. I know this one still may hurt for Packers fans across the country right now, but maybe next time we need to take note of the Chicago Bears. Literally, again, I have no fight in this. My Chiefs have been out of this. But it looks like the Brookfield Zoo Bears, Tim and Jess, called it. So on Friday, they actually did a prediction, and the Packers paid the price with this prediction. Ahead of the wild card game, the Bears predicted a Chicago Bears win, and after Saturday night, some may say the Packers got shredded just like some of this food in the enclosure here. But I will say that the food was only underneath the Chicago Bears
It was
box.
rigged.
They threw that box
Rigged,
over
I tell
real
ya.
fast.
Yeah, just like the game, right? Rigged. Just rigged. You don't want to go in that. You don't want to go down that hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Packers just blew it.
Fair and square. Yeah. Well, guys, we got a spring-like day ahead. Nearly 50-degree temperatures. It'll be breezy though, and then we've got some snow showers coming up. That's Thursday through Sunday, and a big cool down this weekend.
All right, and still ahead, we continue our Time for Kids campaign with a look at rethinking mealtime. We'll give you some tips on what you can do.
And Josh is in the 608 this morning live at the Dane County Humane Society with some fun events for you and the family. This morning, continuing coverage of the fallout at the Sun Prairie School District. Ahead, the charges a former high school principal could face.
And the new data center debate, how a new bill at the state capitol seeks to address concerns.
Plus, the White House set to meet on Iran today, the message Iran's foreign minister has for the U.S.
And addressing Wisconsin's nursing shortage, how a new program aims to make nursing school more accessible.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now This Morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Hope your morning is off to a great start. Temps today looking good, but just for today, don't get too happy. Don't get too excited.
Yeah, my colder temperatures are returning here
Yes.
before we know it. This morning, though, we've got some mid-January rain. What's going on out there, Savannah?
Yeah, we got mild temperatures already at this point this morning, hence all the precipitation really coming in the form of rain. We did see a band of light showers move in a couple hours ago, that all over Lake Michigan right now. Even all these showers moving really quickly east of Wisconsin Dells at this point this morning, but we do have a couple of heavier pockets directly north of Madison and north of Watertown across parts of Dodge County. That eventually moving out of here. The rest of the day will be dry. We'll see a little bit of sunshine. And yeah, we've got a mild day on tap. 40s again, maybe even a 50-degree temperature south of here in Janesville. And then we've got a few small snow chances going forward, including our first one tonight. Not going to see any accumulation out of the flurries tonight, though. And then a big drop in temperatures. We'll have how low they're going to get coming up.
Savannah, thank you. In our continuing coverage this morning, the Dane County District Attorney is reviewing recommended charges against Jennifer Ploger, former principal of Sun Prairie West High School.
Those charges could be filed at any time. Sun Prairie police say that Ploger is likely to face 2 counts of failing to report child abuse. Investigators say that she didn't report 2 separate incidents between staff and students. The police investigation began after the school district released findings from an internal investigation. Then last night, the school board meeting for the first time since that news came out. The board did speak very briefly about their internal investigation and the charges. Listen.
We appreciate you being here with us tonight and your continued engagement in our work. And there's a lot of information out there right now on our website and in emails. We're going to continue to communicate with you the best that we can moving forward.
Of course, it's all connected to the arrest of former Sun Prairie West Dean of Students, Robert Gilkey Messigeyer. He faces 15 child sex crime charges. He's pleaded not guilty. The school board says they plan to release another statement soon.
Right now, Madison police are investigating a deadly crash on the city's north side. A vehicle struck a woman as she was crossing Packers Avenue yesterday afternoon. First responders rushed her to the hospital where she later died from her injuries. Police say the driver remained on scene and the investigation is ongoing.
6:32 now. At the state capitol, Republican lawmakers are moving forward with a bill to regulate AI data centers and provide some safeguards for the public. It would require the Public Service Commission to make sure that costs don't get passed on to our energy bills. There's also a requirement that water used by a data center for cooling has to be contained in a closed-loop system. And the data center would then have to report how much water it uses every year to the DNR.
Like most legislation does in the state legislature, you start to identify issues as you start to hear from constituents. And so a number of legislators, not just the Senator I in Beaver Dam where this is happening, but other data centers, and then also throughout the state. As people are looking at the media coverage of these data centers coming to Wisconsin, all of us were hearing from our constituents, hey, what about this?
The bill is just the beginning. Now it's moving through the legislature. It's been referred to the Committee on State Affairs. Turning to some national news this morning, the President's National Security Council will meet today at the White House to discuss Iran.
The meeting comes amid reports that hundreds of demonstrators have been killed and thousands more imprisoned during ongoing protests in city streets. President Trump has previously threatened U.S. action against Iran if protesters were killed. U.S. Central Command says American forces have not been moved into the region at this time. Meanwhile, Iran's foreign minister says the country is prepared for either war or talks with the U.S. This comes as President Trump announced a new 25% tariff on goods from countries that do business with Iran. Overnight, Iran's largest trading partner, China, expressed opposition to the move. Chinese officials say they will take all necessary measures to safeguard their interest.
The state of Minnesota and the cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul are filing a lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security. They argue the federal immigration operation in the state and in the cities have violated federal law. State officials claim the recent surge of ICE agents in the state have terrorized Minnesota with widespread unlawful conduct. The suit comes less than a week after an ICE agent shot and killed Renee Good in her car.
The man accused of killing a Columbus, Ohio couple could soon be sent to the state to face charges. Police arrested Michael McKee over the weekend in Illinois in connection with the deaths of Monique Tepe and her husband Spencer. McKee is Monique's ex-husband. He appeared in a Rockford courtroom yesterday where he waived his right to an extradition hearing. Authorities now have up to 30 days to return him to Ohio. Investigators say key details, including a motive, remain unclear at this time.
There's a new pathway for students to get a career in nursing here in Wisconsin. Enrollment is now open for Chamberlain University's nursing program. It's in partnership with SSM Health. Students can earn their Bachelor of Science in Nursing online while also getting some clinical experience with SSM Health. The opportunity comes as Wisconsin faces a significant gap between nursing workforce needs and available education opportunities.
I think it's going to increase the nurses that are ready to practice in Wisconsin. It's going to bring nurses in from some of our communities that may not have been able to be a nurse because they can't somehow meet the requirements to attend a traditional college or university. And we just think over and all, it's going to be a win.
Students who enroll in the program have to join SSM Health's nursing workforce when they're finished. A link to learn more is on channel3000.com.
To the Badgers now. Men's basketball is heading to the Twin Cities tonight for a Big Ten matchup against the Minnesota Gophers. Wisconsin comes in at 11-5 on the season, while Minnesota enters the game at 10-6. Tip-off is set for 6 o'clock tonight. You can watch the game on the Big Ten Network or stream it on foxsports.com.
NFL playoffs. Steelers and Aaron Rodgers hosting the Texans. Rodgers struggling in this one, but did keep it close until late. Texans sack Rodgers here and return it for a touchdown. It was part of a 23-point fourth quarter. And then there's this. Rodgers' final pass of the game, perhaps of his career. An interception that the Texans brought all the way down for a touchdown. Consider this. All the postseason games that Aaron Rodgers has played throughout his career, that is his first postseason pick six. Texans win 30-6 and will now play the Patriots on Sunday.
Now that's a tough loss. 30-6.
Yeah, it's almost easier when it happens that way, and it's not so close like with the Packers lost to the Bears. What kills me is when the Packers have a chance to win still in the final moments, and they lose a close one after blowing a big lead. I'd much rather them just get blown out.
I would say you'd rather have a blowout than it be a close game?
A blown out. It's just easier on my heart that way.
Okay, just like you felt better if they just didn't have a chance at all, rather than they had a chance then they blew it.
Right.
Okay. Makes sense. I can sympathize with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bears fans not sympathizing with you this morning.
No,
that's
they're
for
not.
sure.
But Bears fans are Bears fans.
Really like the blue this morning, guys. Really like that blue.
Oh, come on.
39 in Madison, 41 in Middleton, 39 also in Oregon. Temps really mild. We were dealing with some light showers, those pretty much east of the Dells, north of Madison at this point, and very spotty. The rest of the day dry. We'll see a little bit of sunshine return as temperatures actually rise all the way close to the 50-degree mark, well above average, but that spring-like weather, we got a taste of it. It's not lasting long. Breezy conditions are really going to increase tonight into tomorrow with a huge temperature drop. We'll have how strong winds are going to get and exactly how low temperatures go coming up.
Savannah, thank you. And still ahead, healthy meals fuel happy families. Coming up in my Time for Kids report, how you can get everyone excited for dinner time.
And coming up in the 608, the Dane County Humane Society getting ready to host a fun event for kids this weekend. We're live with how they can continue teaching our youth about caring for pets.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Hey, we're back. 642. Let's see what's going on in the 608. The Dane County Humane Society is getting ready for some family fun in the new year, and one of those events is coming up this weekend.
Our Josh Frider is live in Madison with how you can be a part of it. Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you guys. DCHS has events going year-round, some for our youngest, some even for adults. We're talking about things for all ages, and they've got what's called Pajama Party coming up this weekend. We're learning a little bit more about that and some of the other education opportunities that we have here. Faith Larson joining us, along with Jake the Snake, and I'm keeping my distance because, like, there's one thing I'm a little leery about. It's snakes, Faith.
Well, he's really docile and very easy to handle, so I might get you past your fear of snakes today with him.
Oh my gosh. Well, Ranger Jake is obviously very, very pleasant, and this is really what it's all about, is getting up and close for these kids and these animals.
Absolutely, yeah. We have tons of education animals in our classroom that the kids can meet and visit while they're here for our education programming, so they can learn a little bit more about different breeds of animals.
You know, DCHS are on our noon show every Thursday. Blaze and I really have a good time with this, but it's more than just adopting animals. These education seminars are really important.
Yeah, absolutely. We offer everything from tours, field trips, presentations, to our camp series coming up through the summer. We've got adult camp for, you know, any adults that want to come and learn more about animals. And we also offer our After Dark series, which is coming up this Friday. So it's kind of like a mini camp day for the kids.
Why is it so important for you to educate not just our kids, but all ages?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, right now the kids are like little sponges, so we want them to take all that information in and take it with them through their adulthood. But there are even adults that haven't had a chance to handle certain animals or be around, you know, certain types of critters. So we'd love for them to come and learn more about the animals that we have here and just about animals, you know, in the world.
And we call these animals our furry friends for a reason, right? Because it's that companionship. There's just so much to learn and take in.
Absolutely. There's all sorts of different care needed for the animals in our classroom, so we get the opportunity to teach the kids about that.
You guys have seen a lot of growth in these educational programs. There's so much interest in learning about these animals, and you guys obviously just in this room alone have a lot of unique opportunities that a lot of folks might not even see or meet.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you don't see a corn snake out on the streets every day. And we've got our Madagascar hissing cockroaches, which are not another common household pet, so it's really cool for the kids to get to interact with those types of creatures.
So this coming weekend, you guys are having your Pajama Party, or Pajama Party. What is that feature going to be all about this weekend?
Yeah, we've got lots of fun learning activities for the kids. They're going to learn about different ways that animals sleep, which is really cool. And then they'll get to play some games, hang out with our education animals, and that's from 4:30 to 7 on Friday.
That's awesome, and there are still openings available for that. And you guys have so many events, more than just this one. So if people want to learn more, how can they do so?
Yeah, they can see all of our outreach and education opportunities on our website at giveshelter.org.
Love that. All right, Faith. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Jake the Snake, looking good, buddy. I'm not touching you, though. I can't do it. I can't do it. If you'd like to learn more about what's happening here, DCHS throughout the year, guys, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. He's giving me a look. I ain't having it, guys.
Oh, come
but
on,
pretty cool.
Josh.
It's the closest I think I've ever been to a snake. So there you go.
I don't blame him. You can admire him from a distance and be okay. That's okay.
Scaredy cats.
You know what? I got something on my. Yep. All right. We'll see.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
All right. Thanks,
Bring them back
Josh.
with you, Josh.
Josh is always looking for stories to share in the 608. Got an idea? Let him know about it.
Let's check in now with Savannah. Getting ready to head out the door, but first she got to look ahead.
Yeah, you asked me this yesterday, so I had to include this. Meteorological spring is 47 days away, so we're under that 50-day threshold that begins March 1st, and the spring equinox 66 days away, March 20th. Technically, that's shortly after 9:30 in the morning, so our first full day the day after that. Feels spring-like for sure out there this morning. 39 in Madison, 40 in Lone Rock, 42 in Camp Douglas, and 37 in Janesville. Usually we're in the teens or near 20 degrees. Those are average nighttime temperatures heading into the middle of January. Nowhere near that this morning. We had a few showers, those moving out of here the rest of the day, partly sunny to mostly cloudy. I think we'll see breaks in the clouds the first half of the day, with clouds increasing again late afternoon, early evening for everyone across southern Wisconsin after we reach the mid to upper 40s. I think that's definitely the case. Madison, maybe even a 50 in Janesville, and then areas northwest a little bit cooler, closer to 40. We then trade the warmer temperatures in for flurries overnight and much cooler air. During this time frame, it's going to be breezy too. Winds eventually rebound back out of the northwest by lunchtime and gusting up to about 25 to 35 miles per hour. That's still not the breeziest part of the day. That comes tonight into early Wednesday morning when gusts could be topping out near 40 miles per hour. Because of that, we're going to have wind chills factored in. Those during the day today, similar to yesterday, will be in the mid-30s for wind chills, but the air temperature is well into the 40s, closer to 40 to our south, and then closer to the upper 20s north of here. But then big drop in temperatures as winds continue to increase tonight into tomorrow. We will already have some areas north of Madison down to the single digits, and then this is what we could wake up to starting early Wednesday morning. Those could be sub-zero. Our next chance for better accumulating snowfall chances, that's going to return Thursday into Friday and then continue into this upcoming weekend with a bigger cool down. So snow chances Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The better chance Thursday into Friday right now, and temperatures falling down into the teens both days this weekend, that lasting into early next week before we come back up into the lower 20s, and that'll even feel a lot better than the teens that we're going to see for a couple nights or a couple days, and then nights, yeah, close to 3 degrees on Saturday and 4 Sunday and Monday.
It's week 2 of News 3 Now on SSM Health. Time for kids, a recipe for health. This week's tip: healthy meals fuel happy families. I'll show you how simple mealtime choices can help parents build healthier habits for their kids. For parents, mealtime can sometimes feel like a battle, from picky eaters to packed schedules, but the dinner table is about more than just food. Megan Tim, SSM Health Director of Community Health, says it's where kids get the fuel they need to grow, learn, and thrive.
When we are giving the proper nutrition and healthy food to our kids, it's not just for general happiness, of course. It's for development, it's for proper learning, it's for those growing bodies that are maybe starting sports, and it really ties into our sleep, our healthy eating, our exercise.
Building balanced meals doesn't have to be complicated. The key: start small.
Now, it's great to introduce new foods, of course, but starting with what they like is a great place to start. The other thing, look for color. Kids love color. Some pineapple, some strawberries, some watermelon, right? Pairing that with those vegetables that might not be as exciting for kids.
Another tip: get kids involved in the kitchen.
Having them help prep some things helps them want to eat those things as well.
And don't be afraid to add some flavor. In Megan's household, taco night is a hit, where her kids help and build their own plates.
We do make homemade tortillas at our house. My kiddos press them out. We cook them. We have different proteins with it. I can sneak beans into some things there for some extra protein.
Lastly, she encourages families to slow things down, even if it's just once a week.
Pick one meal that your family has all decided on. All cook it together, eat it together, talk about it. See what you liked, what you didn't like. How might you change it next time?
Turning off screens and sitting together can make mealtime something kids actually look forward to. I have free Time for Kids calendars I want to give to you. So if you're interested, please email me at klee@wisc-tv.com. They're specially designed monthly calendars filled with our weekly health tips, all reviewed and approved by SSM Health doctors and medical clinicians. I would love to hear from you. So again, feel free to email me, klee@wisc-tv.com. And we'll get one to you right to your door. Well, coming up in the morning sprint, I have something to say about the Beltline. Well, ahead, we'll tell you how you can make your voice heard.
And we want to wish a happy 3rd birthday to Dane.
Oh.
Happy birthday, buddy. Hope you have a great one. We're back with the sprint next. 6:54, time for the morning sprint.
Sun Prairie police say former West High School principal Jennifer Ploger will likely face 2 counts of failing to report child abuse. The Dane County District Attorney confirms they are reviewing the charges. This follows the arrest of former Dean of Students Robert Gilkey-Messageyer last July, who faces 15 child sex crime charges.
City of Fitchburg looking to improve transit and increase ridership. It comes after passing a plan that looks to do just that through 2030. The city's project manager says route changes are coming in August. Those changes include extending Route 65 and B and adding service times for Route 65 and 75.
You have until January 31st to share your thoughts on the Beltline. The State Department of Transportation is extending public comments for their ongoing study. They're focusing on safety, accessibility, and concerns along the 20-mile corridor. You can submit your comments online on the DOT website.
President Trump's national security team will meet today at the White House to discuss Iran. It comes amid reports of hundreds of demonstrators killed and thousands more imprisoned during ongoing protests. Trump has said that he may consider U.S. military action if protesters were harmed, while Iran warns it would retaliate against any airstrikes.
The state of Minnesota and the Twin Cities are suing the Department of Homeland Security. They claim recent immigration operations there violated federal law. The suit follows the fatal shooting of Minnesota resident Renee Good by an ICE agent less than a week ago.
Lawmakers from both parties warning a probe into the Federal Reserve could harm the agency's integrity and the economy. The DOJ is investigating Fed Chair Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve. About $2.5 billion spent on renovations at the Fed's headquarters. Powell says the criminal investigation stems from President Trump's ongoing disputes with him over interest rates.
Well, we still are going to have a little bit of sunshine, pockets of that through the late morning, early afternoon as temperatures climb close to 50. That's ahead of a big cool down. Winter settles back in tomorrow. Snow chances return Thursday into this upcoming weekend with those nighttime temps that get down to 3 Saturday night, highs only in the teens. So feels very winter-like by the weekend.
Yeah, so make sure you're prepared for those weekend plans.
Yeah, get outside today while you can.
Yes. Savannah, thank you.
CBS Mornings is coming up next.
Our next newscast is at noon.
Have a good Tuesday.